Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
Don, I got you.
Do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these feelings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest next on the cloud, hammer in the air. Sunday nights, prime time. I flex mine better. Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and off-scene. You probably think I'm nice, cause I slow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke full of steam on any given night. How short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air?
Hi, am I on the air?
Well, what is going down, everybody? Welcome back to the greatest entertainment podcast on the interwebs. That is right. It's right here. Am I on the air? And yes, I am on the air, broadcasting live here from the Red Dragons Radio Studios here in Tucson, Arizona on this Monday, March the 12th. Ready to rock and roll ya. My name is Don Mega. I am your host, and I thank you for joining me. It is Season 16, Episode 8, and tonight's show title is A Sparrow in Time. I got two movie reviews for you. We finally caught up on Red Sparrow, and of course this weekend's big new release, A Wrinkle in Time. So we'll be reviewing both of those for you. But hey, real quick on the shout-out tip. Number one, are you following me on Stardust yet? You need to download the Stardust app on your phone or your tablet and follow me simply at Don Mega. Just do a little quick search. I'll probably pop up automatically because I am one of the featured users for Stardust, and I would love for you to follow me along this ride. I will follow you back. If you're wondering what Stardust is, it is a really cool little app that has 30-second mini reviews that you can follow along with. TV, movies, and check out literally reactions, trailer reactions. It's a really, really cool app. We've been with them for months, and as soon as I check out something, I got my Stardust review up and running. If you follow us on Twitter, you always see our posting of those. They are on our social media. They're up on of course, the Stardust app. I try to make it exclusive to there, but Twitter, we also share them over there as well. Follow along. Come on, you're a film fan if you're listening to the show, so definitely make sure you follow me on Stardust. And if you hadn't caught the good news yet, we are now streaming on iHeartRadio. Yes, iHeartRadio, the biggest podcast internet radio app that is out there. The iHeartRadio Music Awards just went down last night, and it just kind of made me think, hey, don't forget about the podcast. And, we are on there, so you can subscribe to us or save us in your favorites on iHeartRadio, and always catch up with Am I on the Air on the go. All right. We, of course, are going to bring you through the last week in entertainment news, everything that's gone on in the world of TV and movies. But first, it's review time, and if you're new to the show, our reviews on this show are non-spoilers, so you have nothing to worry about. I'll just kind of briefly tell you about the film and what I thought, general thoughts, no spoilers, and an overall score. So I'm going to start with Red Sparrow, because that actually came out last weekend, 2 weeks ago, and I decided to skip Red Sparrow for Death Wish. You know what? Yeah, the sucker in me I thought Death Wish was going to be it looked awesome. It looked like the fun ride that I wanted for that weekend. And I enjoyed Death Wish, very much. It was the fun ride I had hoped for. But I was hesitant on Red Sparrow. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. The reviews have been very mixed. Some people absolutely hate it. Some people really love it. So where was I going to fall on that scale? So I decided to give it a watch this past weekend, and I'm glad to report I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than I ever thought I would. So some might say, well, it's because you went into it with lowered expectations, and that's very true, because I did go in with absolute zero expectations and just said, hey, hopefully I enjoy some of this film. So maybe it's a good thing I waited a week to see it, because I might not have had the same sentiments 2 weeks ago. But I'll tell you, man, you know, you've seen the trailer. We all joked around, said it was the Black Widow story, and it kind of is to an extent. But, you know, Jennifer Lawrence plays this ballerina who ends up getting into an accident, and she's not really able to dance anymore. Her uncle is involved in some crazy Russian politics, and he says, you know what, if you come do a job for me, I'll make sure that your medical bills are paid, your rent's paid, and I'll take care of you. So she decides to do this job. You see it in the trailer. She almost, she basically gets into it with this guy who ends up getting murdered in front of her, and now she is wanted on her own, and she ends up getting sent to this Sparrow Academy where they train women to be able to seduce men and get any kind of information out of them that they possibly can, because we're all guys and we're suckers for women. So it's very, very true. Of course, you see Joel Edgerton is in this film as well. He is over in Russia. He's an American CIA agent who's also looking into some Russian stuff. Their paths cross. She's supposed to go after him. He knows who she is. Are we getting double played? Is it a double cross? What's going on? You're going to have to watch to find out. But I'll tell you, this film kept me very engaged. I was on the edge of my seat. I was very curious. I thought, every time I thought I was going one way, it was a different way. All the way up until the final reveal, I was like, okay, cool. So it definitely keeps you guessing. I don't feel like it gave anything away too soon. I thought Jennifer Lawrence did amazing in this film. I thought Joel Edgerton was great. I thought really the whole cast was awesome. Jeremy Irons is in this. I really enjoyed all the acting and everything. If I have one negative thing to say about this film, is it went on for too long. This movie, I feel like, went on for almost 3 hours. In my mind, it was going on 5 hours. That's how bad it is. So even though I was enjoying it, that last half hour or so of the movie, I was really looking at my watch, going, all right, let's get to it. Let's speed it up. Let's get out of here. So that was a little disappointing, because if this film was just a little bit tighter, it could have been a hell of a film. So in the end, I ended up giving Red Sparrow 3.5 out of 5 stars. I don't like to do half stars. You all know this if you've been listening to me for a while. I avoid it at every cost. But this movie is better than a 3-star film. I didn't quite feel it lived up to a 4 just because of the runtime. I did feel that dragging, and I did feel like it went on too long at the end. So I scaled back my score. If they would have tightened this thing up and just made it right around that 2-hour mark, it would have easily been a 4-star film. But it just teetered on for me way too long. So I'm going to go 3.5. But I'll tell you, man, I really did enjoy it. And if the price is right on digital, I will probably buy it and add it to the collection. It was a fun little thriller. And like I said, way better than I ever expected it to be. So there you go. Red Sparrow, 3.5 out of 5. Then let's switch gears to our big new release of the weekend, and that is Disney's new film, A Wrinkle in Time. And A Wrinkle in Time, directed by Ava DuVernay, of course, starring Reese Witherspoon, Oprah Winfrey, Mindy Kaling, Chris Pine, based on the book. And if you know the general story of it, Chris Pine is looking into... This is where Disney had a Marvel crossover, right? They're looking at a way to Tesseract. They had an Infinity Gem in A Wrinkle in Time. A way to Tesseract through the universe. Basically, port yourself from A to Z, right away, and travel across multiverses, universes, so forth. And Chris Pine actually ends up successfully doing this, and he disappears. It's 4 years later. His daughter's grown up. They had adopted a baby right when he disappeared. So everybody's, this girl is struggling. She misses her dad, everything. And then she's visited by Oprah and Reese and Mindy Kaling, basically saying, hey, we know where your father is. Let's go find him. Come with us. And they tesseract to another world beyond as they go on this journey to find Chris Pine. I won't get into it any deeper, but I will say the movie is visually very stunning. I thought the acting was great. Major shout out, and I apologize for not having her name right in front of me, but the girl, the young little girl that plays the main chick in the film, I thought was so fantastic. Kid actors are very, very difficult to wrap your head around. Sometimes they're great, and sometimes you're just like, where the hell did they find this kid? And I'm happy to announce that the kid casting in this film is actually pretty damn good. I'm happy to say, because this could have completely ruined the movie. The young girl, her name is Storm Reed. And yeah, look for this one, man. I think this could be a girl that, if everything's going good in her career moving forward and she keeps her head on straight, this could be someone to really look out for. Storm Reed really smashed it. And I want to shout out Derek McCabe, who plays Charles Wallace. He's the young little boy who's Storm Reed's little brother. He was absolutely fantastic in this film. I was very happy with the casting of the kids. And even Levi Miller, who plays Calvin, he's the boy that goes along with them on this ride. All super strong kid actors. So very happy. Of course, when you're stuck around Mindy Kaling and Reese Witherspoon and Oprah Winfrey, Chris Pine, it's like your game is elevated, and they did an awesome job. This movie, before I went into it, I saw it wasn't getting very strong word of mouth. It's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Most of the fans are very 50-50 on it. So I didn't know what to get out of this. I ended up going as a family film over the weekend. Took my daughter. Once again, she's 4, right? She loved the trailer, wanted to see this. So we checked it out. It held her engagement the entire film. She absolutely loved it. And I'll tell you, it held my engagement easily. I was super impressed with how the movie unfolded. I liked the different dimensions. I liked the different areas that they went to. I liked the visual effects that came along with it. I got emotional in certain scenes and connected. I mean, as a father to a little girl, when you see the disconnect between Storm Reed and Chris Pine, and then the eventual, come together of those two later on, come on, man. It was hard to hold back the tears at that point. I really enjoyed this film, and I don't understand why everybody's being so harsh on it. I really don't get it. I saw it with my wife as well. She really liked it, and we were both kind of scratching our heads like, what were the reviews talking about? Because I don't get it, I watched a handful of Stardust videos, I check you guys out too on there, and very 50-50, like I said. A lot of reviews, people are giving it 1 star, 2 stars, just saying they didn't like it, and then I see several others giving it 4 or 5, saying they loved it. Very divisive. I always rate my movies based on the target audience. This is a Disney film. I really ranked it a lot on how did my daughter take this, right? How was it for a family? And I thought from a family perspective, this movie killed it. It knocked it out the park. And like I said, I really enjoyed it for what it was. And as long as my daughter had a good time, I had a good time. And it provided us with a journey and an escape for an hour and a half. I'll take it. I loved it. So I gave Wrinkle in Time 4 out of 5 stars. I really dug it. I thought this was a fun movie. I'll definitely pick it up on VOD when it comes out, and we'll sit down as a family and we'll watch it again and have a good time with it. So yeah, I had a good weekend at the movie theaters, man. So there you go. Red Sparrow 3.5 out of 5, and A Wrinkle in Time 4 out of 5 stars for me. All right, so let's switch gears and let's get into the news of the last week. It's the news of the week. So Netflix dropped the first full-length official trailer for their new Lost in Space television series. And I gotta tell you, once again, this looked fantastic. I am super stoked. I'm not the biggest Lost in Space fan. And I was kind of like, really? Netflix wants to redo Lost in Space? Watch the full trailer. It really won me over. It visually looks amazing. It looks like a really cool story. I love sci-fi. And yeah, I absolutely love this trailer. And I can't wait. I think it comes out end of April. and I am super down for this one for show. So, last week, we talked about the Avengers Infinity War getting moved up a week, right? It was going to come out May 4th, now it comes out April 27th, and we were talking about really the only film it was going to probably get in the way of was Rampage, The Rock's new film Rampage. Because Rampage comes out on April 20th, which meant it only had a week to dominate, and then it was going to run right into Infinity War. And we kind of laughed and said, it'd be funny if they end up moving to get a little bit of ways. Well, guess what? They did. So, my man Rock and his rock rolls. He's no idiot, man. He's like, you know what? I need to get away from these damn Avengers. So they moved the film up another week, which is just awesome. So very, very smart and strategic alignment there. So April 13th is when Rampage will now open. So Rampage will have the weekend of April 13th and the weekend of April 20th, 2 full weeks now to dominate and make its money before Infinity War drops. So very, very smart move from The Rock and his team over at Rampage. The Lost in Space show debuts on April 13th, by the way, over on Netflix. Nick Offerman is officially a Warlock daddy for Amazon's new show, Good Omens. Yes, the Neil Gaiman show, Good Omens. So, cool casting right there. Seth Rogen is working on a U.S. remake of the British comedy, Plebs. The picture that goes along with this news looks pretty whack. But you know what? Anything that Seth Rogen's attached to, I will give an opportunity to. But right now, I have no idea what this is. I never heard of it. Obviously, we will see. We will see what Seth Rogen comes up with on this. Sweet Christmas. Marvel's Luke Cage Season 2 has been given an official premiere date, and we got a little teaser trailer. And when I mean teaser trailer, I mean a teaser trailer. It's not even 25 seconds long, but it shows some pretty cool footage, and it makes you think, damn, they're amping up the action for Season 2. The series will return with all new episodes on Netflix on June 22nd. So big news there, man. June 22nd. I'm excited. This past weekend, Jessica Jones Season 2 just debuted. So I am about 6 episodes into that one right now. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it definitely for what it is. We're getting ramped up in the Jessica Jones world right now, so I'm trying to binge through that. I did have to split my binge this past weekend because Season 3 of Love also debuted over on Netflix, and I absolutely love. It is a really cool show. I just loved the first 2 seasons tremendously, and this 3rd season's actually the final season. So I wanted to do, about half of Jessica Jones and then start getting into Love, and I've gotten in about 3 or 4 episodes into Love right now. And it's just absolutely fantastic, so I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I got to split my binge at this moment. But good to see that Luke Cage is just a couple months behind. I'm really looking forward to Season 2 of that. Once again, June 22nd. It is now official. Activision has announced that this year's Call of Duty will be Black Ops 4. No shocker there, but cool to see the official confirmation. BoJack Horseman co-creators are set to launch Undone, which will be a new animated show, but instead of Netflix, they're going to be putting that one on Amazon. We have the first official teaser trailer for Christopher Robin, which is the new Winnie the Pooh movie with Ewan McGregor. Very cute little teaser. My daughter actually carries around a Winnie the Pooh with her pretty much 24/7. So when I showed her this trailer, she just lit up with glow seeing a real life Winnie the Pooh on the screen. So I hope this is a fun little movie that I could take her to, because the trailer looks a little dour, and I don't know how much a 4-year-old will get into that, but she's definitely stoked to see her Pooh up on the big screen. Amazon has given the green light to a new animated series called Undone, which is sorry, I'm repeating news. This is the exact thing from the BoJack Horseman crew that we just talked about. It'll be coming to Amazon Prime. Hellboy creator Mike Mignola says that the new movie that they just finished making is very loyal to the comics. So he says this is going to be the best adaptation that they've done yet. Makes me very excited on that. Connie Nielsen has been cast in Dick Wolf's new upcoming CBS drama, simply titled FBI. It is the 13-episode series that is set to premiere later in 2018. We have the Season 2 trailer for Legion. The series Season 2 will debut on April 3rd over on FX. Let's see here. Vampire Diaries star Michael Trevino has joined the Roswell reboot. So they're stacking that one up there. There's an Avengers Infinity War board game that is coming out, where it brings Thanos Fight to You. It's a collaborative dice and card game. I definitely need to check this one out. This might be something to get the boys together, right? Friggins, Peeps, Geeky Pat, get together and play a little Thanos Rising from the Avengers Infinity War. I'm going to definitely be looking into that game. Jack Quaid will play Wee Huey in Amazon's The Boys adaptation. Is one of the lead roles in that. I'm looking very forward to The Boys next year. Nickelodeon is rebooting Blue's Clues. A new animated film based on Little Nemo and Slumberland is in the works. There was some big rumors going around last week that Dexter was coming back. That because of all these revivals, Dexter Season 9 was going to be returning later this year. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I am one of the biggest Dexter fans in the world. One of my favorite shows of all time. It is not coming back. At least not now. The poster that went out was fake. Somebody made it. It was a cool poster though. And Showtime is even confirmed. It is not coming back. Not at this point. There's always thoughts of doing a reunion down the road and putting something together. But as of right now, it is a no. Hey, Dexter Morgan, I'm waiting for you, man. Let's officially do this. Noah Wyle is set to star in a new CBS drama from Ava DuVernay. So that's going to be a new racially charged drama. So good for him. Charmed reboot has found all of its stars. Madeline Mantock has joined Melonia Diaz and Sarah Jeffrey in the CW pilot, which is the reboot of Charmed. Dax Shepard has joined the Fox pilot for Bless This Mess, which is a new Fox pilot coming out. A24 has picked up a horror script from the author of the viral New Yorker article Cat Person. Ready Player One has released a bunch of new posters that are basically mimics of 80s films. These posters suck and everyone hates them online. They should just take them down. I like the concept, but they completely screwed the pooch on this one. Candy Alexander is set to join the Get Christie Love reboot. She has joined Kylie Bunbury in the upcoming ABC pilot for the remake of Get Christie Love, the 1974 blaxploitation TV movie. We have everything wrong with The Strangers in 10 Minutes or Less. We have the Honest trailer for Thor Ragnarok, which is awesome. And then let's see here. Whoa. Yeah. Sorry. We got some new Infinity War pictures that drop courtesy of Entertainment Weekly. They've also put out like 16 covers showing you all of the heroes in the film. Although it is missing Ant-Man and Hawkeye. Where the hell are those two? They are not in these pictures that we've seen pop up. They're not on any of the EW covers. I want to know where Hawkeye and Ant-Man are. Hashtag justice for Hawkeye and Ant-Man. I'm starting to think, though, after this, that since Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out in July, and Infinity War now comes out basically the end of April, early May, that Ant-Man's not in the first Infinity War movie, and that he might just be off doing his own solo thing. And then he'll come join up with them for the second movie in the Avengers world. Who knows what that means for Hawkeye too? That might be the same, or he might not just have he might have a very tiny role in this first one and then have a bigger role in the second one. So we will have to wait and see. But all the Entertainment Weekly covers are very, very cool. We got some new set photos of Shazam. It looks pretty cool. You can definitely check out a closer look at the Shazam outfit that Zachary Levi is wearing. We have the Season 2 trailer for a series of unfortunate events coming to Netflix, of course, as always. Christopher Nolan thinks that Black Panther will get a Best Picture nomination. Karl Urban says that Alex Garland actually directed Dredd, and that he is still negotiating with the team for Mega City 1, which is also coming to Netflix. He says he still would love to reprise his role. They're talking about it, and they're working out the logistics. So, there you go. But the news that Alex Garland actually directed the Dredd movie, pretty damn interesting right there. I don't know why they would have given another dude credit, but very, very interesting. Amazon Studios has signed a first-look deal with Kenneth Lonergan, a 2-year first-look deal. Let's see. Netflix snags Paradox, which is a fanciful musical and Daryl Hannah's directorial debut. Once again, man, I feel like I am the Netflix news program. I should just retitle this show, Is Netflix on the Air? Do you have a Netflix subscription? Ba-doom. I don't know what name I'll come up with, but geez, every other article is about Netflix. The CW has picked up a 10-hour fantasy series called The Outpost. Elizabeth Banks will star in the upcoming James Gunn-produced horror feature that will be directed by David Yarosky. So very cool there. Of course, Elizabeth Banks worked with James Gunn on Slither, so they're reuniting, which is very cool. And when I tweeted this news, James Gunn himself liked my tweet. Very, very awesome right there. My good friend, James Gunn. The Good Doctor has been renewed for Season 2 over on ABC. We are less than 50 days away from Infinity War, which is so exciting. A film based on Hulk Hogan's legal battle against Gawker is now in the works. Like, we need a movie for that. It looks like Michael Bay's next 2 films have been lined up. He is signing on for 2 films. One's called Six Underground, and the other one is called Robopocalypse. Six Underground we don't know much about, but it is written by the duo that did the Deadpool movie. So that is very cool, and it sounds like just a badass action film. Robopocalypse is a movie that actually Steven Spielberg was going to do many years ago, and then ended up dropping out of. And it looks like Steven Spielberg will stick around to executive produce the film, but Michael Bay is going to take on the directing duty. So it looks like he is moving on from Transformers at this point, which, like I said, at this point is very good that he does that. Once Upon a Time alum Jennifer Goodwin is set to star in the new ABC pilot simply titled Steps, which will be a new comedy show. Parks and Rec vets Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman are getting crafty for a new series called Making It. It'll star on NBC, and yeah, there you go. I like this duo, and I'm interested to see a new comedy with them for sure. Lionsgate has also shifted some movie release dates. Everybody's trying to get the hell out the way of Avengers Infinity War. So now Overboard, the new Anna Faris film, and Traffic, both those films, Overboard and Traffic, have been pushed away. Traffic is actually getting moved up a week. It might even be 2 weeks, but it's moving up. And Overboard is moving backwards. I believe it's going to come out the original release date of Infinity War now. But yeah, nobody wants to come out April 27th anymore. So they are getting the hell out of Dodge. In scoring news, Wonder Woman composer Rupert Gregson-Williams will also score the Aquaman movies. So that's pretty cool. I thought it was a good score for Wonder Woman. So glad they're keeping it in the family. We have the first Season 2 trailer for the Santa Clarita Diet. I loved Season 1 of the Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant. This show was so good, and I was so happy to see that Netflix picked it up for a second season. Season 2 debuts March 23rd on my birthday. I feel like everything drops March 23rd this month, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm stoked. The trailer for Season 2 is hysterical. We have it up on our Facebook and Twitter. Check it out if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen the show or you don't know what I'm talking about, Drew Barrymore gets kind of infected with something. She becomes kind of a zombie, but not. Like, she needs to eat human flesh to survive, but she doesn't, like, become like some undead zombie. But it's a little half-hour comedy show, and it's just done so well. You guys definitely need to check that one out if you haven't seen it yet. Get ready for season 2. Big Star Wars news. That's right. Jon Favreau, the man himself, will write and executive produce a live-action Star Wars TV series for Disney's new streaming service. That's right. We knew Disney said they were going to do 1, if not 2, new Star Wars TV shows that would be on their streaming service. And now we know that Jon Favreau is basically going to be the showrunner. He's going to write, produce, and put together this new show. We don't know anything else. We don't know timeline. We don't know where this fits in. But this is great news right here, and I'm super, super stoked for it. So, awesome stuff. Congratulations to Jon Favreau. Netflix. Hey, once again, Netflix has revealed the new trailer for Game Over, Man, from the Workaholics crew. I think this also comes out March 23rd on my birthday, so check that one out. It looks pretty funny, man. Definitely for a Netflix film. We have the first trailer for Dr. Seuss' The Grinch, which looks pretty awesome. Benedict Cumberbatch voices the Grinch. It's from Illumination, and you definitely get that same kind of animation feel, and it looks really, really cute. So check out that trailer. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is officially in development. Mackenzie Davis is in negotiations to join Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton in the new Terminator movie. Of course, that new Terminator film is supposed to basically take up several years after T2, and they're going to act like none of the other movies happened and move forward, which is very, very cool for me. Even though I like all the Terminator films, I think a direct sequel to T2 sounds pretty awesome. It'll be directed by Tim Miller, who did the first Deadpool movie, and it is going to be executive produced by James Cameron himself. So Mackenzie Davis is awesome. She's a great addition to anything she does, so I'm glad to hear she's in talks. Black Ops 4 is officially launching on October 12th. So that's pretty cool. It's a little earlier than we normally get for a Black Ops game, Call of Duty. A Wife Swap revival is in the works over at CMT. A prequel movie to The Sopranos is in the works over at New Line Cinemas. That's right. David Chase is set to revive The Sopranos with The Many Saints of Newark, which will be a prequel film that takes place, obviously, before the hit HBO show. Jessica Capshaw and Sarah Drew are set to exit Grey's Anatomy after season 14. We have the Hulu has released the Handmaid's Tale season 2 trailer. The new insane Nicolas Cage action thriller Mandy has officially been given a summer release date. Yeah, it's crazy. They've been showing it at all the film festivals, and it's getting rave reviews. It actually sits at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is a gory revenge flick on angel dust, as one Sundance Film Festival member said. So yeah, you're going to get to see it this summer. Nicolas Cage's Mandy, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nick Cage has been picking some pretty interesting stuff lately. If you haven't seen Mom and Dad, check that one out as well. It is now available. Days of Our Lives has been renewed for a 54th season. Showtime has ordered more episodes of Stephen Colbert's animated Trump series, Our Cartoon President. Its initial run will finish in April, and then it will return over the summer with the new episodes. Ralph Fiennes and Matthew Good have joined the cast of director Gavin Hood's new movie Official Secrets. AMC's dark comedy Dietland is set to premiere on June 4th. It is a new satire series from Marty Noxon, which stars Joy Nash and Juliana Margulies. Rob Liefelds' Extreme Universe is heading to Netflix. Netflix! Dong dong! I need that sound clip, man. I can just be like, Netflix, dong dong, every time we talk about Netflix news. Rob Liefeld's comic book line Extreme Universe has been picked up to Netflix, and it will feature a series of interconnected feature films. So Netflix is going to have its own superhero cinematic universe. Rob Liefeld, for those of you that don't know, created Deadpool. He created Cable and a lot of other big stars. So very cool. Domino, very cool to see him take his direct line of Extreme Universe over to Netflix and let them rock a connected universe. That gets me super, super stoked. The Gina Torres Suits spinoff has received a green light by USA, so that is officially coming. We have another teaser trailer for Cobra Kai coming to YouTube Red. Todd Phillips' new Joker origin film is said to paint the villain as a failed 80s comedian. So it looks like they're doing a little bit of Killing Joke. We'll see if that really truly pans out. Because once again, Joaquin Phoenix says he doesn't even know this movie's getting made. So, The Ice Cream Man, Nicholas Verso, is set to direct the horror feature film. Tom Hooper and Daphne Keane are set to join the adaptation of His Dark Materials. Tom Hooper will direct. Daphne Keane, of course, was X-23 in Logan, doing His Dark Materials. Bill Skarsgård and Maika Monroe have joined the upcoming thriller Villains. It is official. Sony Pictures has announced that Valiant Comics adaptation of Bloodshot is moving forward, and none other than Vin Diesel himself has signed on to play Bloodshot. That's awesome. Dave Wilson is set to direct the film. I don't have a release date yet, but pretty cool casting here, man. Vin Diesel being Bloodshot. I know originally they were looking at Jared Leto, but it looks like talks fell through there. Then we announced that Vin was in negotiations probably a month or two ago, but it is now 100% official. Bronson Pinchot has joined the CW Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which of course is coming to Netflix. Yeah, Sabrina series coming to Netflix. He's going to be on it. Let's see here. Lily James is in talks to star in Danny Boyle and Richard Curtis's new untitled comedy over Universal Pictures and working title. Jessica Jones herself, Kristen Ritter, says that she doesn't think Defenders Season 2 will happen. She says that actually the Netflix plans all along were to only do one season of the Defenders and then keep continuing to do the individual stories. So I don't know how much I believe of that. I'm a little bummed because I really did enjoy the Defenders and I love seeing them all come together. So hopefully this just means that we'll get a little bit more crossover on their individual shows than we usually get, because they need it, man, because there's not enough for them being so close together in New York. We don't see enough crossover on those shows. Well, we got another one bites the dust situation over on TNT. The Librarians has been canceled. I am honestly shocked that this show lasted, I think, 4 seasons. I checked this one out when it debuted and I hated it. It was so boring. But it lasted, like I said, I think 4 seasons. And but producer Dean Devlin says that not only it has been canceled, but he says they are shopping it around to other networks to see if it could find a new home. So you never know, man. Maybe Crackle will pick it up. Barack Obama is reportedly in talks to create content for, guess what? Netflix. That's right. He's going to be doing some stuff for Netflix directly, which is pretty cool there. Let's see here. According to the King Killer Chronicle author Patrick Rothfuss, the trilogy may actually be a prologue to the story that he wants to tell. Lin-Manuel Miranda is also in talks to join Tom Hooper's His Dark Materials adaptation. Kristen Wiig is officially confirmed as Cheetah for Wonder Woman 2. We spoke about this on last week's show. She was in talks, and we thought it was a pretty cool thing. And now we officially got word from Patty Jenkins, the director herself. Kristen Wiig was her number one choice, and she got it, and she's very, very happy. I'll tell you, man, Kristen Wiig is not your traditional person that you would expect for a Wonder Woman film, but I think she is going to knock it out the park. I'm very, very excited about this casting. Congratulations to Kristen Wiig. Your new Cheetah for Wonder Woman 2 comes out next year. Marvel Studios doesn't yet have the green light to add any X-Men or Fantastic Four to the MCU. It looks like it's still several years out for them to do something like that. Robert Downey Jr. says that he's still very interested in doing Sherlock Holmes 3, and that they're still trying to figure out a way to get that cracking. Anna Taylor-Joy confirms that a new character is being added to the New Mutants in those reshoots that they're doing. Remember, the movie got pushed back. It was supposed to come out next month, and it got pushed back to next year And then we heard it was because they wanted to make it scarier. And then we started to hear rumors a couple weeks ago that it was because they wanted to put a new character in the film. Yes, a brand new character was not a part of the original movie, is being added in, and that is now confirmed by Anya Taylor-Joy. Emma Roberts is set to star in Dan Mazur's directed Anya's Ghost, which will be a supernatural comedy. Norm Macdonald is set to host a Netflix talk show. I could not get away from this Netflix news, y'all. Craziness. Norm Macdonald, all set. The Norm Macdonald Has a Show will be the name of it. It will feature Macdonald and his sidekick Adam Eggett and a celebrity guest each episode. A new talk show coming soon. DreamWorks Animation is developing a big screen adaptation of Aaron Blabey's The Bad Guys. We have your first trailer for Legacy of Whitetail Deer Hunter, starring Josh Brolin and Danny McBride. Pretty Little Liars spin-off show The Perfectionist is officially in production over there for Freeform. Roadside Tweets and Miramax have set a summer release date for the Whitney Houston documentary, simply titled Whitney. Bravo is developing a limited TV series based upon the Fifth Beatle graphic novel. Elizabeth Shue and Rob Morgan have joined Tom Hanks in the new film Greyhound. Joey Lawrence has filed for bankruptcy. Whoa. Yeah. He has over $355,000 worth of liabilities. Come on, Joey, man. Live within your means, buddy. Jeremy Sisto has joined the cast of the CBS News series FBI. We talked about that one earlier. Coming up. Let's see. Denis Villeneuve says that his Dune remake will consist of at least 2 films. I love when directors say this because, Denis, your Blade Runner 2049, even though it's fantastic and amazing, made no money. So even if you wanted to make a sequel, it wasn't happening. And that's how I feel about Dune. Dune is a very unique one. If that movie don't make money on the first one, you ain't going to get a second film. So I love that he says it will consist of at least 2 films. The only way he's getting that is if he can get the studio to agree to finance 2 films that he'll shoot back to back or something like that. And just have them locked up in the can. Because I'm telling you, man, when that first one bombs, they ain't going to finance you another $150 million to make a second one. Samuel Jackson posts a very mysterious Captain Marvel set picture. I won't tell you what it is because you might think it's a spoiler, but definitely thoughts are running through my head if you see that picture. Dark Phoenix set photo we saw, and it actually shows off the new X-Men costumes. Remember, this one takes place in the 90s, and it looks it. It's pretty cool to see them in actual uniforms, so check that out if you're interested. Congratulations to Black Panther, which has officially clawed its way past $1 billion at the worldwide box office. That is awesome. Wakanda continues its global domination. It opened up in China finally, and that just pushed it right over the edge. And it kept its crown at the box office. Number 1 for the 4th week in a row. Not even A Wrinkle in Time was able to knock that one out the way. Let's see here. Sorry, give me one sec. Jesse Eisenberg confirms that no scenes with Lex Luthor were cut from Justice League. That's pretty interesting because I know a lot of people were running reports saying that, oh, he had filmed all this stuff and it was cut out of the film. He says, nah, I only shot that after credit scene and that's all it was ever supposed to be. So, cool, good to know. So don't be looking for anything more from him if the Snyder Cut ever officially debuts. Supposedly we're getting a sequel to Unfriended. The Unfriended sequel is officially titled Unfriended Dark Web and will be coming out from Blumhouse later this year, supposedly. We have the first trailer for Sorry to Bother You, starring Tessa Thompson. Yeah, that's right. That's right, son. So South by Southwest is officially going on right now, and they premiered the first screening of Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One, and it's already being praised as astonishing. Geek out. It is getting so much positive word of mouth. Ready Player One reactions hail it as Steven Spielberg at his best. People are going crazy. They're saying this movie is fantastic. So remember, it comes out the end of this month, March 29th, I believe. I'm super, super excited. So let's definitely get this one rocking and rolling. Great to hear the early word, because the marketing so far has not really won anybody over. They're even talking about how early ticket sales are very poor. I mean, it's only tracking like 30 mil opening weekend, which is horrible for a Steven Spielberg movie. So if it's this good, hopefully the word of mouth will end up bumping it up and getting it some bigger love over here. Halsey and Little Yachty have joined the Teen Titans Go movie, as Halsey will be voicing Wonder Woman and Little Yachty will be voicing the Green Lantern in the new animated film that comes out this summer. Last night, American Idol returned. It premiered on ABC, its new network, after being off the air for a year. ABC brought it back, and guess what? Its premiere was the least watched in history. The ratings are in, and it is the poorly rated debut of American Idol. You know what? I'm sorry. I was a fan of American Idol. I watched it for many, many, many years. When they said this is our last season, and that wasn't even 2 years ago, they said this is it. And I said, you know what? It's about time. The show needs to go away. And if you want to do a reboot or you want to bring something back, it's cool. But let's wait 5 years. Let's wait 5 years. Let's wait 10 years. Get that nostalgic pop, right? Like all of these other shows that are coming back. Roseanne, look at that, man. How many years later is that? Will and Grace, how many years later is that? Why would you bring back American Idol not even 2 years later? The public doesn't care anymore for this show. The ratings had dipped so much on the last season. I don't know what they were expecting. I mean, and I don't think the judging crew of Katy Perry and Lionel Richie and whatever the country dude's name is like this awesome, panel to take it to the next level. So I'm not going to hound on it. I'll give it a shot. I haven't watched it yet, but I do have it on the DVR. I do want to see kind of how their chemistry is together, but I am not shocked in the least that it is the least watched debut of American Idol in history. Netflix has debuted the trailer for the original teen comedy Alexa and Katie, which, guess what, is coming out on my birthday, March 23rd, like everything else. Hey, another Netflix thing. Doo-doo. Ty Sheridan says that X-Men Dark Phoenix is more like a drama than a superhero movie, so that's pretty interesting. BET's Bobby Brown miniseries has cast Gabrielle Dennis to star as Whitney Houston in the 2-part miniseries coming to BET. We have the first official trailer for the final season of The Americans coming out on FX. Check that out. Dan Gilroy and Jake Gyllenhaal's new Netflix horror thriller has set their ensemble cast, an all-star cast. They're getting ready to announce. It's starting to be a joke, but I'm telling you, man, every other thing is Netflix news. Animated musical comedy called Central Park has landed over at Apple. Apple has picked up Central Park, which is the first animated series written by Lauren Bouchard and Josh Gad, featuring an all-star voice cast. It's been sold to Apple with a 2-season order. The Rock released a new hilarious Rampage promo that just came out earlier today. Check that one out. We posted it if you haven't seen it. Sir Ian McKellen and Dame Helen Mirren will star in Bill Condon's new upcoming thriller, The Good Liar. Danny McBride says that the new Halloween movie will pay homage to all of the sequels that came out. Jeffrey Dean Morgan says that he would be thrilled to play Batman in Flashpoint. Of course he would be. Who wouldn't? Come on. Of course Batman in Flashpoint would be awesome. Let's see. Hulu gives a straight-to-series order for Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington's Little Fires Everywhere. So there you go. They're producing the show based on the best-selling book. It will be going straight to Hulu. Lance Reddick has joined the cast of the upcoming film Angel Has Fallen, which of course is the third film in the Olympus Has Fallen franchise with Gerard Butler. He is joining Gerard Butler, Morgan Freeman, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Piper Perabo in the upcoming threequel Angel Has Fallen. And my friends, that is your news. We just got you caught up to speed with all the latest and greatest in entertainment news of the past week, and we're making great timing. Let's talk release dates, don't we? On DVD and Blu-ray tomorrow is going to be Justice League. That's right, baby, pick it up. I already got it on digital. But Justice League drops tomorrow. The Shape of Water, the Best Picture award-winning film. Ferdinand, The Disaster Artist. I, Tonya, Call Me By Your Name, and Kickboxer Retaliation. So a lot of Blu-rays dropping tomorrow. I already have The Disaster Artist and Justice League on digital. Great movies, definitely check them out. Ferdinand I wasn't too hot on, and I still need to see Shape of Water for sure. In theaters this Friday will be Tomb Raider, Love, Simon, and 7 Days in Entebbe. I'll definitely be checking out Tomb Raider, and I'll tell you, I'm starting to feel like Love, Simon's going to be something pretty special, so who knows? We'll see what ends up happening if we ever end up checking that one out. But, yeah, definitely we'll have a review of Tomb Raider for sure. And here's your box office top 10. Coming in number 10 is Jumanji. Even though it's on digital already, it still was number 10 at the box office, beating even newcomer Gringo at the box office. Number 10 was Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, with 2.8 mil. Number 9 was Annihilation with 3.2 million. Number 8 was a debut. It was The Hurricane Heist with 3.2 million. Number 7 was Death Wish with 6.6. Number 6 was Peter Rabbit with 6.8. Number 5 was Game Night with 7.9. Number 4 was Red Sparrow with 8.2. Number 3 was a debut. It was The Strangers, Pray at Night with 10.5. Number 2 was A Wrinkle in Time. Yes, everybody thought this would be the number 1 film. Unfortunately, it was number 2, only bringing in 33.3 mil. That would be a pretty decent opening for any other film, but a big movie like A Wrinkle in Time, this film cost over $100 million to make. 33 is not so hot of a debut. Like I told you, man, bad word of mouth is going around. I don't get it. I gave it 4 stars. I say check it out, especially if you want a good family film to go check out. Wrinkle in Time makes 33.3, and number 1 once again for the 4th week in a row, it's Black Panther with another $41.1 million, spooshing it past that $1 billion mark that we talked about. Insane. Well, my friends, that will wrap us up tonight for this latest edition of Am I on the Air? Thank you so much for listening. Hey, check out our official webpage at amiontheair.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/amiontheair. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, give us a quick follow. You'll see all the news as it drops in real time. It's twitter.com/amiontheair. You can follow me on Twitter directly at dxdonmega. Of course, definitely follow me on Stardust at donmega, DONMEGA. We are available on iTunes. We're available on Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn. If you need links to any of this stuff, go to our webpage at amiontheair.com and just click on the links tab right there. It's got our iTunes link and every other thing right there for you to find us all over the different platforms. Makes it a little bit simpler for you guys. You can definitely follow us on Instagram as well at simply Am I on the Air. Definitely check out our affiliates over at reddragonsradio.com. Red Dragons Radio is a great website that you can listen to on your phone or on a desktop. And not only check out Am I on the Air, but also a bunch of other really good podcasts as well. Follow on Twitter at Red Dragons Radio so you always know what's going down in the podcast world. That will do it for us here on this Monday, March the 12th. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. We will try to have the next episode for you drop over the weekend. Not going to be a Monday episode because I'm actually flying out of town for work for the week. And then that weekend will be my birthday. So it's going to be busy. But we'll get an episode out over the weekend for sure. So keep an eye out for that. We'll, of course, keep you posted on our social media. And I hope everyone has a great week. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Red Dragons!
Red Dragons.